Sharp Objects. The TV miniseries Sharp Objects is based on a book written by American author Gillian Flynn and is a psychological thriller horror starring crime reporter Camille Prickers. Sent by her boss to investigate the murder of two middle school girls, Anne Nash and Natalie Keene, Camille returns to her hometown of Wingap in Missouri. Due to a tight budget, she finds herself forced to live with her mother, Adora Krellin, a cold, hyper-controlling and hypochondriac woman, her teenage sister Hannah Krellin, and stepfather Alan. Sheriff Bill Vickery and Detective Richard Willis are investigating. However, they do not seem to have found any significant leads or clues. The main suspects are Natalie's brother and Hans' father, but at the time of Camille's arrival in Wingap, no arrests have yet been made. Sharp Objects explore themes such as the cycle of violence, obsession with appearances, gender roles and stereotypes, and how the past can affect the present. From the very first episode of the series, reporter Camille is haunted by images, dreams, and flashbacks that reveal her difficult past, marked by violence and grief. In particular, the death of her sister Marion, who died when she was only 10 years old. Flashbacks are continually superimposed on images from the present, to the point that at times the viewer has difficulty telling whether a scene is a flashback or is happening in the present. This technique used by director Jean-Marc Vallée makes it immediately clear to the viewer that the protagonist is a woman unable to overcome her past, a past that haunts her and continues to shape the present, both hers and that of the other characters. Indeed, Camille is a troubled woman who suffers from self-harm and alcoholism. As the series progresses, the viewer discovers that Camille's mother is hyper-controlling and emotionally abusive, even violent. This violence is absorbed and externalized by both her daughters, each in her own way. Camille hurts herself. Her sister Emma pretends to be a perfect child at home, while outside the home she does drugs and bullies other girls. Her mother, Adora, reveals in one episode that her past was equally traumatic and loveless. A child weaned on poison considers harm a comfort, says Camille in the book. The victim becomes a perpetrator, or keep harming themselves. This phenomenon is known in psychology as the cycle of violence. Obsession with appearance is another topic addressed by the series. All of the characters, except for Camille, seem obsessed with appearances. So much so that some refuse to answer Camille's question for fear that the town will look bad if the story gets out, while others can't wait to be interviewed, just to have their 15 minutes of fame. Through Camille's gaze, the viewer discovers a reality of gossip, of respectable appearance that conceal rivalries, bullying, and a constant sniping at the absentees, especially those who do not conform to the rigid social and gender expectation of this small town. How gender roles and stereotypes influence the expression of female violence is a theme dear to Gillian Flynn, which the writer also addressed in her novel Gone Girl. This theme returns in Sharp Objects. The women here don't kill that way. They kill you with their tongue, declares a man interviewed by Camille in the book. Despite the fact that a friend of Natalie's claims to have seen her in the company of a woman before her death, police officers seem to consider only men because of gender stereotypes. Wingap women, slaves to gender stereotypes that wants them docile, more compassionate than men, hyper-feminine, and to a small town where anyone who steps out of line even a little bit is the object of gossip and nastiness, express their anger in masked, indirect ways, against themselves or others, but always through manipulation and wicked rumors or self-harm, never openly and directly. The viewer get the impression that the wind-gap child murderer is only the most extreme manifestation of an entire sick society, in which human relationships are damaged, degraded, and subtly perverted. In short, a dystopia. Another unique element of the series is the role of mythology. Emma, Camille's younger sister, likes to dress up as goddesses from Greek mythology, particularly Persephone, a deity who spends part of the year in the realm of the dead and part of the year with her mother, in the realm of the livings. The figure of Persephone cannot but remind us of that of Camille, the protagonist, because of her connection to the realm of the dead, who are always present in her dreams and flashbacks. The figure of the woman in white, a woman who kills small children, while not part of canonical Greek mythology, is part of Wind-Gap's mythology. She symbolizes female violence and contributes to making Wind-Gap a sinister place. The soundtrack is unique and essential to recreating the eerie atmosphere of the novel. In most of the scenes set in the Krellin home, the music is classical. This detail, along with the characters' clothes, those of the mother and those worn by her daughter Emma in the home scenes, seem more appropriate for a series set in the 1950s than in the 2000s, give the viewer the impression that the house and its inhabitants are stuck in the past. The characters' choice of clothes, colors, even hairstyles, give the viewer important clues about their personalities and contribute to a very unique atmosphere. Adora Krellin is dressed in a long 1950s style feminine dresses. Emma, the mysterious sister, wears clothes appropriate for a much younger child, such as long flowery skirts, and plays with a giant-sized dollhouse at home, while outside of it she dresses like a provocative 20-year-old. These stylistic changes are accompanied by dramatic behavioral changes. At home, she is a perfect little girl, an angel clinging to her mother's skirts. Outside of the home, she behaves more like a much older woman than a 13-year-old and is a bully and drug user. Emma is an enigmatic character for the viewer, who never quite know what to expect from her. Camille is the only character dressed entirely in black, grey, and other somber colors, a choice that reflects her melancholy and troubled personality. The miniseries is faithful to the novel, but there are some substantial differences. Regarding some scene and episode, director Jean-Marc Vallée has implemented a reduction operation. Emma's friends are 2 instead of 3 as in the novel, and they say almost nothing. The majority of the dialogues featuring them have been eliminated or substantially shortened. With other scenes, the director has done the opposite. In particular, Camille's roommate who died by suicide, who did not even have a name in the book, is the protagonist of several flashbacks in the series. To conclude, this miniseries is a filming transposition of Gillian Flynn novel Sharp Objects. It is a series in which no detail, from the soundtracks to the clothes of the main character, is left to chance. It is a dark and distressing work that explores the depths of the human psyche.